the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall uphold me.
How precious are your thoughts, Yahweh, to me.
Your thoughts to me.
How great is the sum of them, more than the sands of the sea.
The sea.
When I awake,
When I awake,
you are still with me.
yet surely the darkness shall cover me. Yahweh, you shall be light about me. I will praise you, oh Yahweh, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made.
How precious are
How
your
precious
thoughts,
are
Yahweh, to me.
your thoughts to me.
How great is the sum
The
of them, more than the sands of the sea.
The sea.
When I awake,
When I awake,
you are still with me.
you are still with me, Yahweh.
You are still with me.
When I awake, you are still with me, Yahweh.
You are still with me.
You said you'd never leave me nor forsake me.
You are still with me.
When I awake, Yahweh.
You are still with me.
When I arise in the morning,
You are still with me.
when I awake,
You are still with me.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
in the morning when I rise,
It is a tough thing to give thanks unto Yahweh and to sing praises unto your name, O Most High, to show forth your loving kindness in the morning and your faithfulness every night. Hallelujah, hallelujah. We call you precious Abba Yahweh. You have kept us thus far, Abba Yahweh. We'll enter back into the bed once again, Abba Yahweh. As you feed us, Abba Yahweh, with the lesson from the bread of life from your messenger this night, Abba Yahweh. That Abba Yahweh strengthen your nation, Abba Yahweh, to hold on, Abba Yahweh, to keep their eyes upon the hill which cometh their help, Abba Yahweh. Because Abba Yahweh, he will not let them down, Abba Yahweh. He's faithful, Abba Yahweh. And Abba Yahweh, he will not lie, Abba Yahweh. But Abba Yahweh, he stand by his nation, Abba Yahweh. He'll keep him until the end, Abba Yahweh. Baruch your messenger as they speak to emit the truth to your nation tonight, Abba Yahweh. Bind up every spirit to try to come against it, Abba Yahweh. That Abba Yahweh, he cry and speak loud, Abba Yahweh. On this little short journey that we on, Abba Yahweh, that we don't give up in the battle, Abba Yahweh, but we stand, Abba Yahweh, bold as a lion, Abba Yahweh, proclaiming the testimony, Abba Yahweh, that it live within us, Abba Yahweh, of your precious Son, YHWH, Abba Yahweh, because, Abba Yahweh, he is the one, Abba Yahweh, the reason that gave us life this night, Abba Yahweh. And Abba Yahweh, we will not compromise, Abba Yahweh. We will stand, Abba Yahweh, proclaiming to be your true nation, Abba Yahweh, proclaiming the truth that you have put on us, Abba Yahweh. And we will not deny it, Abba Yahweh. We will stand, Abba Yahweh, proclaiming to be yours, Abba Yahweh, because, Abba Yahweh, you belong to us, Abba Yahweh, and our strength coming from you, Abba Yahweh. Let us stand to our feet, nation, Shu nation. Precious Abba Yahweh, which art in the
precious
Hashemayim.
one.
Kodash, your mighty
Lord,
Hashem.
it is set apart
Your
to
Mekut to
name.
come. Your will be
Hallelujah.
done. In earth, Abba Yahweh.
Oh, yes.
And in the Hashemayim.
In the
And give us
Shemayim.
this day our daily lesson. And forgive us our debt,
Yes,
Abba Yahweh.
forgive
And we
me,
forgive our debtors.
Give me
And
of
lead us
all
not
my
into
transgressions.
temptation, but deliver us from evil,
Deliver
Abba
me,
Yahweh.
Yah,
For yours is the
men.
Mekut, the power and the honor, Abba Yahweh.
Hallelujah.
Forever, Abba Yahweh. So be it, Abba Yahweh.
So be
May
it.
it be fulfilled in the precious
things
and mighty name of
fulfilled. So
Yeshua.
be.
HaMashiach, I pray. Hallelujah.
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 Oh, yes. Hallelujah. I do want to say shalom to the nation. We do Baruch. Welcome you to KEETVAY EMET. That we may understand the dynamics of his truth. And the only way we can understand the dynamics of his truth, we must understand his language, the way he speaks. We cannot understand things, draw any kind of conclusion, lest there is be known. We understand. We have the wisdom to comprehend, and then we take him for at his word, what his word says. We tell those, we take you at your words. So you cannot take him at his word unless you can understand the language he speaks. And that is one thing as a nation of people, we must understand the language he speaks. We must. I know many times I'm contrary as to what I said that I was going to teach or continue on. But this teaching tonight, I feel like it's most vital. And I tell you how I came up with this teaching. I was out with the two young Achim. We were planting things on the top of the little hill by my house. On Sunday, first day, it was raining. I said, let's finish up, sons, because I want to finish this. That did not stop me from working that day. And I said to them, why am I planting these plants in this fashion? Everything that I could find, I just put it out there. No fertilizer or anything. I said, do you understand the reason behind this? There is a thing called companion planting. And I said to them, do you understand that? I said, let me explain to you what companion planting is. It is a process whereby that the plants will feed from one another. Protection. Whatever kinds of gases they release, the plant absorbs that to strengthen itself. And in doing that, they benefit from each other. And when I said the word, they are beneficial and they benefit each other, I said to them, I will look in my archives and see if I've ever taught anything on the benefits or what is beneficial to us. I go in the house on Sunday and I looked. There was not one teaching on the benefits of Homaniyan. And I said to them, I'm going to teach that on KEETVAY EMET, so you must bear with me. We must understand that. I want us to understand that. Even in those kinds of things, we learn so much. Companion. We plant things together because we bring them into close proximity to gather from each plant, not just one from another, but all collectively. They gain resources and they are beneficial to each other. Each plant, beans and tomatoes, carrots and tomatoes, they benefit from each other. Peppers and radish. So there's an assortment of things, and there are things that are not well suited beside certain plants. And I said to them, I'm going to teach on the benefits of Yah that makes us rich, that we're bound bountifully with much, that we must benefit from each other, from his house. One can tell you when you're wrong and show you your corruption, and that's what benefiting is. I decided to define it by the English vernacular and the superlatives that gives great understanding of that single word. Benefit, beneficial, benefits. It is, and it always produces a helpful help. They all gain from the proximity of each other. They all gain from that proximity. And then above all, they supply the needs of one another. That's what his nation must do. Supply the needs of each other. They represent a special type of aid, each one. The tomato with the carrot with the tomato, the onions with the peppers, all of them represent a special aids to each other and the environment. It produced this kind of connection that is close. That's why we must understand words. They're closely connected, and benefits also, it is a joyful thing. That's what the synonyms say of that word. It is pleasant. It's pleasant to each plant in that proximity to enjoy those benefits from one another. It's delightful to them. They blossom, they grow, they produce fruit. And not only that, but it is also, they act right and rightly. That's what they do. The tomato doesn't hold back anything from the carrot doesn't hold back anything from the tomato. And they cheer one another on. You see the blossoming of the tomato and the beautiful fruit, where the sugars that the carrots release, the sugars can be drawn up to produce that kind of sweetness and life unto the tomato. It gives us a representation of the benefits of Yah. And I want to begin here in Tehillim. David speaks here of the great power of Yah. Knowing that he is my YHWH, delivered me in the house of YisraYah'ale out of the great bondage of their sins and corruption. And he says this in Tehillim 68:19. He says, Barak, or blessed be Yah. And he says, who daily, not sometimes, those plants supplies daily the needs of each other. Who supplies daily or amas. He grants an abundance more that is necessary, making sure that there is substantial. This is what Yah does. It says, who daily loads us. That's what he does. He imposed trials and burdens upon us to see how our reaction would be. See how we proceed. This is what the book teaches us. We just don't take time to understand the graphics of this book and the wording of this book. We really don't. We really don't. There is no one you can condemn but you. You can't condemn no one else. You're the problem. You are the problem. This is what he says. He does this daily. He loads us with yaqab, with benefits. I got that one wrote down or typed down, Zachin Birmind. This word benefits yatab. It is to be glad, to be joyous or joyful. We don't understand those things. We think it's a new car, a brand new pair of shoes. That's not what it means. Not only the benefits of that, but to be joyful, be pleasing to others. That is the benefit that we reap from Almighty Yah, that I can be pleasing to His nation, His people, and even to others. Pleasing to each other, rejoicing, make things beautiful, diligent in your efforts, in your mannerism. It makes you merry, pleasing. And it shows, listen now, when you show something, there is a physical and visible representation. It shows more kindness. This is what the word implies. We don't have time for that. We just don't have the energy. So I bless Yah that He grants me that. Working with two young Achim, it caused my eyes even to be open in the simplicity of that truth. It is skillful. It makes us sweet. His benefits make us sweet. And so if you're stale and ruthless, you don't understand the benefits of Yah. Factual. Every word is pure, isn't it? He put every word there because He says, I'm going to drive that man. He's going to understand the depths of the true meaning of this book and make it so simple that even a wayfaring or a fool can understand. You can perceive the wisdom and the knowledge. You can know it. This is truth being taught. Not some humming and jiving and shuck-bucking, but this is truth. Not only to make you sweet, but it makes you sweet thoroughly. I mean, you're thoroughly complete, sweet, favorable to others. It calls me to be delightful. I make delight in the knowledge of His benefits. I'm happy because I see the great riches of Yah. Life, health, strength to be alive. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to be bitter. I'm not going to be angry, because this is the day that He has appointed me again, simply to be alive. It implies this, that word yatab, to be happy, to be happy. If you're happy and you know, just say, I'm happy. If you're happy and you know, just say happy, happy, happy. That's simple, isn't it? We are very stagnant, stale people. We don't know how to make a joyful noise unto Yah. And above all that, it commands us, this word, yatab, the benefits of Yah, just do right. Do right. You respect no one, you just do right. You do right by all men. The house of YisraYah'ale. You see the strength of that one word? And the devil knows that he can put some folly in your mind. You're not going to take time for Yah. That's just the fact. We don't do it, nation. We don't chasten ourselves. Even the Almighty One of our Yeshua, our Selah, lift up. He is the one that exalts us. Lift us up from the very depths of our darkness and our cheap ways. They're cheap. He makes us rich. He makes us knowledgeable. He gives strength unto those men that He has elected. He has not called every man to do this, but any man can exalt the Torah of Yah. Not every man can declare this kind of preaching. But he can take a precept and a concept, and he can exalt that. There is nothing through my daily walk that I cannot preach from every day. I can preach every day, 365 days a year. I will be wore out, but I can do it. And every teaching will be vastly different just by observing those things that are surrounding me. Can I press on? I will. David says, he that is our Almighty One, Yah, of our salvation, it says. But he is the Almighty One of our Yeshua. That's what salvation is. Our YHWH. He's the one that delivers us and makes us free. And to the sovereign Yah, he needs no one to govern him. He is sovereign, free. The word sovereign implies that there is no one, none of us can accuse or judge him or bring an indictment against him, but we do. We do. What do you say? I love the Lord. You don't love him. Our own indictment, when we justify that which is wicked, corrupt, sadistically evil, we rejoice in lies. I will not do it. I shall not. I will die if I die alone. I'll die. And I don't have to worry about dying alone. There will be those that will stand by me. If I have to die alone, I die that way. And that's factual. I will die alone. Believe me. Can I say this to us? I watched the children this morning. They didn't see me, because if they saw me, they would have, hey, Poppy, hey. I was planting tomatoes and getting things ready to plant peppers and different things on that little hill, the bins and things. And I asked my imam, what did you have them doing? But they were all in sync, to the right and to the right and to the left. And when I saw that son, I said that this daughter of Zion could have been a professional at any level. She could have been a principal of a school. She could have been a head nurse. Factual. I recall the year that when she worked in the system, the white folks just loved her. She didn't play. They loved her. Very kind. The principal, not the teacher, but the principal recommended her for Teacher of the Year. And he sent her to, she Teacher of the Year for the Mecklenburg County Schools. She lost out to this other woman. She came in second in the county for that. She knew how to deal with the parents, the students, and all. She did, and they loved her. They really cared for her. They loved her. I said, Eva, mine. I thought about that. I said, wow, we could have, as far as the world is concerned, been very successful. We could have. I'm more successful now, some than I ever could have been. If I could have had a house big as this building, it would have mean nothing. I have the success of Yah. I have command of this Torah. I do. Someone spoke to her today and said, those daughters down there, I hope they realize that they have a mother to teach them. Because out here in the world, you don't even find no one to help you, assist you, to be kind. I'm glad I'm here. Can I continue on, my precious son? I shall. So it is Almighty here that he loads us. Not just grant, but he amass with the bountiful benefits. I'm happy to be alive. I am. Glad to be among the living. I'm not sad with living. Broke, but I'm not sad with living. Not at all. And Philemon almost speaks in the same breath as David. It is the word that abounds in him. Just like Shaul, Yeshua is the living word. This is what Philemon, he speaks to us in this avenue of all of his misconduct and my misconduct where I'm guilty of certain things. But yet there was one by the name of Shaul. He didn't know Philemon, but when Shaul realized the beauty of that man and the benefits that he brought to Shaul, he writes a letter to us here. Philemon 1:9. Yet for Ahava's sake, I rather beseech, or paracha leto. I rather call upon you. I rather seek you. I rather inquire of you with exhortation to bring you comfort. This is what Shaul said to this man. We don't intrigue one another that way. That's a fact. Look what he says. You, now being Shaul the age. Well, Shaul had grown up a little bit. He was young. He was blatant. He defied everything that encroached upon the commands of Yah. But Philemon, I realize you got a little older. He writes to him, you're a little older, Philemon, and so am I. You get older, you tend to understand resolutions, your wisdom because of experience of life. It is much more profound than one that you could be their mother. It should be, or their father. He said, you now being Shaul the age, and he was, and now also I know that you are a desmiras. You're a prisoner. You're bound by the will of Yah. That's what we should be. You're shackled by his will. Knowing that you are a prisoner of Yah, of YHWH HaMashiach. You're bound by the commands. You're bound by the wisdom of the commands. You're bound by the living spiritual truth. We don't. It's not that these Achim, when they stand here, don't give us spiritual truth. They do. Prisoner. That's what he said. See how clean this word is? It's precise. Yah doesn't miss anything. You are a prisoner of YHWH HaMashiach. And he says to him, I beg you for my son Onesius, whom I have brought to the Emunah in my imprisonment. I'm bound now, but I beg for him. You care to show him the privileges we have in Yah. Yah makes us free. And whom he makes free, we're free from my sins. It is no one else that does you wrong. It is you. It is no one that lies about you but you. It is no one that corrupts me but me. No one else. No one made you do nothing. Sticks and stone by break my bone, but talk shall never hurt. We used to say that all the time. And I was growing up. Sticks and stone, you may break my bones. Your talk means nothing to me. And 99.9% of the time, you wanted to be his friend or her friend. You wanted that association. Sure, we did. Sure, we did. I went to school even in 6th, 7th grade, 8th, 9th. I went to school with some very brilliant, smart people. Much smarter than me. I wasn't jealous. I was intrigued by, there was no one that could talk like John Trump. His mother was a nurse back then. He was taller than us. He was black as black. But John's language was so impeccable. His words and things like that. That's how he was. There was much more. Look at me. Got to dig in some dirt to grow food. I don't mind that though. I like that. But they were intelligent, and the women that I was with, they were very intelligent women. They were, I'm not lying, the Cynthia Crump, smart as a whip. Even the Karen Washingtons and all of them, they were smart people. We were driven to be that way. Our parents understood the plight of their lives, so they drove us all to be smart. I don't say this to boast, son. They wanted to send me to a school of children with special abilities and talents. My mother was broke as a hen pecking for worms. I didn't even have decent clothes. There is no way I would not have even gone there, because I rather had been around John Trump and John Thompson and Eric, all the ones that I've seen. As far as successful, they're successful. If you're the owner of an all-state agency, you're making money. Do you believe that? That woman here, she was making over $1 million a year before she sold that. Those are the kinds of people. I don't envy them. I'm not jealous, but I admire them because it takes a strong constitution. I'd rather have this constitution, the Constitution of Yah. I'd rather have that. So he looks at his friend Philemon. He says, verse 11, 111, who in time past, he said, my son, was to you, I was unprofitable. Akrestos, I was useless, I was not usable. Not every man is usable. Not every daughter is usable. Not everyone can teach the young ones how to articulate and how to grow strong. Not every man can teach you how to grow food, all right? He said you were just really unprofitable. And then he says, but now, as I'm writing this boy, he is Euchristo. Euchristo, he is profitable. He is meats ready for use. He has the strength, the wisdom, and the understanding. He can forbear. He is a benefit to me. Not everyone is a benefit. I preach Yah all day long. I preach truth. I get upset. I get silly. But at the conclusion of the day, it's all right with me. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Can I proceed, my son? Well, I will. Whom I have sent again, you therefore receive him. That is my own bowels. He said, I speak from my own heart. I speak for the kindness toward him, a very precious man. I have learned as I've aged, and if you don't learn as you age, you are stupid. There should be a level of maturity about us all from day to day. You're flat out stupid. He said, I've learned that he's of great, Philemon, is of great use. Not every man is of use. Not every daughter is of use. But they can be used. It must take a will, a passion, and a desire. Whom I have retained with me, that in your stead he might have ministered to me in the bonds of the message. I really love him. I need him because the great agony of my trials and the bond of teaching this. What about teach this truth? There is a bond and a bondage to him. You can't start off right and begin to waver and commit or allow every kind of wicked thing. I will not allow it here. I'd rather y'all kill me and take me out of here. I'm not going to. I'm not above it, and no one else is above the restraints of Yah. Fact of the matter. You move in a neighborhood, they say you can't have no loud music. You're not playing any. You move in a neighborhood, you can't have no dog outside. You can have one in the house. Fact of the matter. That's life. That's life. Your children cannot roam this. That's life. Neighborhoods you all go to, you can see them. Fact of the matter, and in y'all's neighborhood, same kinds of restraints. I like this. Didn't know it would come this way, but it's all right with me. That he might minister me. This is YHWH that find me, may minister me in my bonds of the message, to help me, to assist me. But without your mind or your feedback, I did nothing. I didn't know how to respond. So I waited on the response of one that I entrusted, one that I have great compassion for. That's what he says. He says that your agathos, your benefit. That's what it says, doesn't it? Your agathos, your joy, your happiness, your excellence at siege. You see the preference of wordings for agathos, also love, caring, and kindness. When ignorant people, I see that collectively and to myself individually, we are ignorant. Fact of the matter, we don't know. We don't want to know. And we're going to die that way, all of us. Correct me, Yah. Correct me about everything I do. Correct me. Put me on the right path, Musa. Don't correct me in your anger. Because when he corrects you that way, you're going to be brought to nothing. And we have beguiled ourselves to think that I'm all right. Everything is all right. Everything is wonderful. It's not wonderful with us. Period. Because we walked under such great delusion, we have deceived ourselves. No one deceives you but you. No one makes you lie but you. Who made me tell that lie but me? Nobody. Can't blame nobody for your foolishness, your childlike enterprising. It's me. Not my mama, daddy, brother, sister, but it's me, oh young. I need you to deliver me. It's me, myself, and I. That was, I don't know if you were born back then, but that was a song, you were. It was called Me, Myself, and I. Oh, it's nobody but me, myself, and I. I look to me, myself, and I care for no one but me, myself, and I. Oh, it's me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I remember that song. Come on, don't be silly. They played that thing. You don't remember that? Where are you all from? Man, you country gal. Then he says this. He said, but without your mindfulness, and I didn't hear from you, I did nothing. He said, but your agathos, that was such joy in my heart. I was happy. It produced such excellence and delight in me. Caused me to walk even the more upright with great honor. Should not be, as it were, of necessity. You did it because you were willingly. There was a readiness in you. Not only was there a readiness, but there was a gladness in you. And not only was it a gladness, but you were minded to do those things. That gives you different dynamics, doesn't it? You see things in a greater perspective and the spectrum of that knowledge. So you got to understand what mindfulness is. You got to understand the gladness of Yah. You got to understand the readiness. And Yah knew that we as a people, we will not do this type of work. It takes time, it takes energy. Even when you're tired, you got to do it. Even when you don't feel wonderful, you still. I did things in a haste today because I wanted to go back and just kind of examine this. Because I put it together first day. But I wanted to. Does it make sense, my email? No, that's right. And then he says, for perhaps he therefore, he just departed for just a little bit, for a season, that you should receive him li'olam v'ad forever. Receive one another. The ruach of Yah's great chava and kindness. I don't care who the man or the woman is. I receive a person. I will not join their folly. I had a man I wrote him and I showed Imarafe how he responded to me. And told me, don't you ever approach me with that damnable doctrine. I preach truth. I just don't utter things. I examine things to a great length of details. I'm not like these cats that read you one verse or three. I just talk. I examine the word of Yah. And I make sure that there is a standard by Yah's reproof and correction. In his lahad, you get nothing by reading. You must study. You must take a little time with him. This is his time. And that I was going to do until I die. And even when he said that, he wrote me, don't even bother me no more. Bahima said, I will leave him alone. I said, I can't do that. I know how to write him. I know how to challenge men. Well, let's just debate this, you and me. Let's debate the issue. We are afraid. Because anytime you're not certain of anything, you're afraid. I'm certain of my skill set. I'm a bad boy. I'm a killer. Not I am. I'm a killer. I'm a killer. And I kill. I destroy every element of your wickedness. That's what I assault. I don't assault a man or woman because they're weak, for we all are dull. We all are weak. That's why we need the strength of one another, the help. Hallelujah. That is what I am. He talks about these beautiful benefits, verse 5. He said, for perhaps he therefore departed just for a little bit, that you shall receive him forever. He left so that you will understand the needs of each other. That's what we need to understand. I'm not going to walk this by myself. I don't want to walk this alone. I want to walk with the nation of YisraYah'ale that he has selected, that they will hear the truth of his word. And unless you're spending the time in this book as I am, you can't debate me on matters. Tell me the subject you want to debate. I've heard your preaching. And the person says, you think you're never wrong. Who? Me? I'm wrong about everything. This is not wrong. His ruach is right in me to teach this. And you will never hear unless it comes from here. Anyone else teach these kinds of messages? Fact of the matter. He says, not now as a servant in heaven, but above a servant. This is what Shaul writes. And what he speaks, you're above. There are those that are above servants. They're above preachers. They're above messengers. He said, but you are above a servant. You are a YisraYah'ale Achim. There is nothing of identity that's any greater than that. Nothing. I'm a YisraYah'ale, greater than a brother, greater than a daughter to Zion. It's greater. You know why? Can I tell you? Can I tell you why? Because it is one thing about a true YisraYah'ale They love at all time. Greater than a brother's love. Brothers fight, but not a YisraYah'ale. They that have been birthed by the nature, raised by the Ruach of Yah. This kind of teaching will examine me. You understand I must first be the partaker. I've never lived a life of hypocrisy. Did things undercover. I've never lived like that. I haven't. Once in my ultimate ignorance, when I learn things, I examine them. I examine things closely. I say, that is right. We were working on something other night, my system with Akiako. I wish, not wish, y'all, that's foolishness. But that is a man with such patience. I don't, it's just beyond comprehension. I've never seen him upset. I've never seen him. You think he doesn't get upset? Sure he does. But if any man would be jealous of that, I would be. I say, man, you just, come on. Come on, my brother. I will exalt brothers, and I do. I exalt and esteem them above me. We ought to do that. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with daughters exalting each other and esteeming them above them? And the only reason we can't do it because you have nothing in you. You're immature. Children do that. Young people do that. I played every sport. I played football. I played basketball. I ran track. I played baseball. I did it all. I boxed. There were cats, man, Attorney Brooks. Right there in Monroe. Attorney Brooks, he was a bad one, boy. And he and I would get on that big bag and we would rock. And he would always say to me, preacher, boy, you will bring a man down to his knees, because I knew how to. Oh, Dennis Bush came here. I wanted him to see me over there. And he boxed for the D.C. club. He was a boxer. I hit the bag 3 minutes, I rest 2. Must be at least 100 to 200 punches, body and head. Fat. I'm going to get back doing that when it get a little warmer, because I am out of shape. Do I make my boast? And that is so silly. But anything in life of any kind of performance, there must be a tremendous discipline. It must be. I'll tell you, I want to dunk a basketball. We had those old white canvas converts. But I practice every day, and I recall when I could dunk a ball. That was the most delightful thing for me. I tried over and over and over. In that day, we did not have the science of steps and all that, because you must understand, when I played basketball, there was a Lou Alcindor rule. You could not dunk. So we were not taught to dunk. You could not dunk a basketball in those days. You could not. So our style was just play hard, shoot that ball, and play defense. And I was a tenacious defensive player. That's a fact. He said, not now as a servant, but above a servant, a Yisraelite Achim. And then he tells him, you're beloved. You're loved. The nation loves you. It cares for you. You're beloved. That's where even the word agathoth or agape, you're kind. You're sweet. You're very precious, brother. Not only for that, but beloved, especially, and this word is meltista. Meltista. Most of all, see, and above all. See how that one word, he's love, but not only just love, but especially. But especially. But especially. Especially to me. We don't take time You got as much time as I got, unless you aren't working. I'm working within the confines of this place. So I bless Yah that He grants me the time that I can prepare for us. You, my friends, I know one thing in life: I am not going to be loved by many. But so I appreciate the love of His people. I do. I really do. So there are not going to be many that love me. That's my plight in life. I have no compunction, no problem. I will not complain. Period. And I know YHWH, no YHWH, can't even polish, wash their feet. Be silly. He said, but especially to me. But how much more to you? He said, not only do I just have this great appreciation for you, he says, both in the flesh and in the Master YHWH HaMashiach. You ever met people that were just beautiful? They don't even know Yah. I have. Men, women. I have pleasurable conversation with people. And we began to engage. They enjoyed the conversation. They do. I don't have to pretend. There are men that are big and tall and strong. They're just imposing. When I see a big man like that, I know he's imposing. I say, how you doing, Chief? Look at you. I don't mind talking to people. I talk to people just to get truth to them. I'm not out here trying to witness to everyone, but there are people with pleasant attitudes, and they're very pleasant. And I like people like that. And then when you embrace him, they don't have opposition. I was in the store, I didn't know that, son. I was in Home Depot. And the woman, she was very kind. How are you, sir? I said, I'm doing fine, ma'am. How are you this day? And I said to her, I wish you all cared more for the veterans. I'm a Vietnam era veteran. Like Lowe's. You all need the scan. You got to scan this. She said, what is your telephone number? I gave her about she said, all right, you in here. Oh, this way. I said, when did y'all stop that? In South Carolina. The woman said, no, we don't do it like that. I said, I want to add it. I ordered this online. Can I just add it to that? No. So she gave me my 10%. 10% is a lot. You go in there, spend $1,000, $100 off of that. That's a lot of money. And she was very personal. She was very energized. And undoubtedly, she loved her job. She did. She saved me that stretch, as the old ones would say. She saved me that money. So people like that, I love engaging with them. We were in there at the Habitat store, a little Caucasian woman. She was very approachable. I'm trying to work deals. Well, we'll see what we can do. We just... The one there in Monroe, listen, they gave me 20% off everything I bought. And then he said, you're a veteran, I give you another 30% off, and I split the wheel, and I got another 25% off. I'm not going to complain. Is a lot to save in money? Stop that. And they gave me another. He was a very, you going to pay cash? Put it on the card. I said, well, what's the difference? Well, we knock another 10% off. Well, man, no. I have to strap up every dime. I'll pay cash. I said to him, they made just kind of some of that cash. I can't accuse them. Can I proceed? We must share this same kind of attitude as that we hear in Tehillim 116. It is a desire, compassion that we all must have to be thankful, to the Yah, to be alive. I bless Yah every day, all during the day, just to be alive. I do. I bless him. I don't care what my condition is, but I bless him to be alive. Look what David says. Here in Tehillim 1:16, the great benefits of Yah that produce riches. Verse 10. He says this, I believed, therefore have I spoken. He said, what I'm speaking, I trust in this. I believe it. I'm assured. I believe in this. Peace you all. I trust this with confidence. Then we said, I was greatly afflicted. I was bruised. I was depressed and suppressed. I was downcast. I was cast low. I didn't even know how to get up. And I said in my haste, I said in my hafaz, you never done that? I have. Lord doesn't love me. He doesn't care for me. He said, I said in my haste, because of my fears, I was terrified. He said, oh man, because I have been lied to. He said, all men are chazab. They're nothing but liars. In essence, not that they told a lie, but chazab means that they're nothing but vain and empty. There is no substance in them, no life. That's why it's important to understand these words. So, just bless Yah that this ignorant man shows his ignorance, and so he goes beyond his ability. He says, oh, men are liars, I said it. What shall I render to Yah? What shall I grant unto Yah? Look what he says here. For all his tahmul, for all of his benefits, his tahmul, how he deals with me so abundantly, how he refines me and refreshes me, and then the way he entreats me and the way he treats me. I bless him for all. I'm glad to be alive. Someone just passed. 3 years old, 2 years old. From every number in the age of life, someone has passed. Someone has passed. China got 2 billion people. Do you understand? 2 billion in the entirety of China. They die like that. And by the same rate born. America has taught us, they have taught us to be ignorant because we have no disciplines. We don't have that. I'm glad you all can teach the children, above all things, discipline. If you have a discipline, there's nothing you can't do. There's nothing you cannot do. There's nothing you cannot even accomplish here with discipline. There's nothing. Nothing. Nothing we cannot. Nothing. I had no experience when I came here, but I believe Yah has done a wonderful job. This place was packed. I'm not sad. Not one bit. Look at these few faces here. I'm not sad. We have not gone hungry. No electric bill has been disconnected. We have had more than enough. There has not been any suppression, oppression here in this place. I don't like liars and thieves. I don't want to be around that kind. Let them go on to their law of the Jesus way. You know something is wrong with that. When they look, that's the only image we have, this white man, this blue-eyed devil, as Farrakhan said, Malcolm said in their days. This blue-eyed devil with this long, hippie, faggy-looking hair. That's the only image you know. You know no other image, and if you say you do, you're a flat-out liar. I have no respect for the lie. I have no respect for the Baptist lies, the Pentecostal. No. Not at all. I heard one speak, very poetic, very cognitive, prolific speaker. He was speaking concerning the history of people because he looked like me, dark as me. And he said this, he said, it was one thing that the slaves, they didn't fear the master because he was not in their activities. They feared the one with the whip trying to make inroads with the master, the one that ran everything. That's the one they feared. The master was not around, but that one that was the master's boy, that's who they feared. And he wasn't about to let them get by with anything. And so our children's mind is distorted. They've been corrupt from birth with this lie of this devil of a demon. And that's what I call it. There is no name like that among the people of that hue of people. Our parents didn't know. They could not help us and have the ability. And those that had a little knowledge of it, they were unlearned, they were ignorant. They could not comprehend the depths of this book. Fact of the matter, they could not, son. Because they're following the same pursuits of the liars and the thieves. They didn't have the ability. And so in this day he has raised up old men that have come to the process. I can't talk like this unless I've spent time. And I spend more time than any man. How about that? That's a bold statement. I know you don't spend no time because you're the one that you have to answer from here. There's nothing I can answer. You're boasting? No, I make my boast in this book. And I can prove it. So this coward of a man, I said, let's discuss things. I don't want you even talking to me no more. I showed my friend here how he responded to me. I said, well, I'm not going to interfere with you, but I'll write you every now and then. And I will, because he's a coward. He is a flat-out coward. Debate me. Dow thought when he debated me, he had someone that he could just bomb rush. Why hasn't he called me again about Lydia? Let's debate that polygyny. He probably doesn't even know what polyandry is. Polygyny, polyandry, polygamy. So the folks didn't know, oh, it's polygyny. Yeah, no, I'm not a polygynist. I'm not a polygynist. So which one is right? None of them. The dirty dog raped the women. I've touched no woman. I've defiled myself with no woman. That's all he's doing, raping. Taking advantage of a little young, silly, young girl that knows nothing. He knows nothing. That's why he wants someone young. I want a master, one that understands love, knows what love is. I want that. Give me that. We men, we don't know what love is. Come on, stop. We all think we get crazy. Should I go on? Well, I shall, whether you like it or not. I'm not here for some gutter personality. I'm not here for that. Let me proceed quickly. Hallelujah, hallelujah. This is what he says. All of Yah's benefits. And then he says in verse 13, 16:13, I will take the cup of Yahushua, of salvation. Whatever's in that cup, the dreads, the battles, the agony, I will take that cup. He says, and call upon the name of Yah. I call on his name. There is no other Hashem. I call on his name. The name of Yeshua. 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 my great King, I call on that name. He said, of all of that, knowing the benefits of Yah, I just call on his name. Help me, oh Yah. The wretched thing I am, oh help me, deliver me from all my foolishness. He said, I call upon the name of Yah. I call on that name. Another name. I'm not ashamed of his name. And that's not what we do. You might as well love me. Hallelujah. I want us to examine this. The book of Shirach. Zachin keeps me on point. And I want to examine this through places in Torah. All right? I'm going to, oh, I didn't know it was that late. Let me speak here from Shirach. Shirach 5:1. This is what he says here. He warns us as a people to be presumptuous. Don't be presumptuous. We must know without a doubt. Do not have this duplicity of speech. You got duplicity. You don't even mean what you say. It is fragmented and it is fraudulent. And then we have this unruly passion. We love the wicked and those that are like me. I love brothers like me. They don't have to be like me, but like me. I love daughters of Zion. That's like me. Don't have to be my image, but like me, because we're all in the same likeness, are we not? YHWH, HaMashiach, that image. This is what Shirach says in Shirach 5:1. I know you got me. He said, do not set, do not sheath, do not appoint yourself a regard or show yourself. Do not set your heart on wealth, nor say, I have enough. The rich one, I will put back and store up what I have because I have enough. He said, do not allow your heart to regard things and wealth. They're all going to pass away. To understand this language, what we set our hearts on. What is my heart set on? No, ask yourself, what is my heart set on? Let me read this quickly. In the first First Chronicles 22:19. First Chronicles 22:19. This is what the prophet, the messenger of Yah says. He says, now I want you to Nathan set. And that Nathan means that you must be devoted. There must be a special preference. Now set your heart where? And your nefesh to seek YahWH. So was Barak right in this statement? He said, don't set your heart to have things. We must set our hearts, nation. I want this all dealing with the benefits of Yah, okay? Don't set our heart. Is that what they teach us in the Christian churches? He wants you to be rich and have more than enough. What is more than enough? Sufficient unto day. Just to be alive. I can say to you, my friend, I have you, and to bless the nation. That's more than enough. I have food and raiment. I have bread to eat. I'm going home and I can rest tonight with great comfort. That's more than enough. More than enough. He says, set your heart and your nefesh to seek YahWH. Do we do that? You can answer that question. You see, words of great importance. We don't understand the things of Yah because we don't understand his speech. We get upset with a man like me because we don't understand the speech of Yah. Period. You think children understand the speech of daddy? You say, boy, I told you one time, don't do it. Don't do it. Mama said, well, wait till your daddy get home, he's going to take care of you. We must set our heart to seek Yah. We must set our hearts to seek Yah. Not a wife or husband. We set our hearts on the things that are above and not on sensual things. He said, and your nefesh you seek YHWH. He said, rise therefore and build the Mikdash place for Yah. Let nothing intervene. Nothing remove that promise from your heart. Let us build the bed of Yah. What? Building like this? No. We must build from the inward parts, the heart, the labor. And when you began to build and got everything in place, you will see the fruit of that. You will see the kindness, the affection. Now, you that don't even know what affection is, the wives don't even know what affection is. The husbands, the disma, they don't know what affection is. They can't even appreciate a touch. They can't even appreciate a feel and a hug. I want the real lips. That's what I want. Nothing but lips. That's me. Isn't that amazing? Because he shared that. That's how the little one. Sometimes I come in there, always kiss on her forehead. She's like, no. I want that. Give me the lips. That's what she does. I want the lips. Yeah. And men don't even kiss their wives. Wives don't even kiss their husband. That's sad. He even kisses us. That's sad. I don't care how old I get. I love to kiss. That's me. I love kissing. I love to kiss. I love it. I do. Period. I love kissing. Oh, you're breasting. That's all right. We must set our hearts. And your nefesh you seek Yah. Go and build. We must build this house. It must be built upon the principles of Almighty Yah. He said to bring the ark of the covenant, and the ark must be in here. This is where the Brits must be. Here. The covenant that he granted unto his people to show his love, his kindness to one people, his elect. He said, as in the Kodesh vessel of Yah. We are the Kodesh vessels. We are the ones that have been elected. You see the benefits of Yah. That it should be built in the name of our Abba. It's not built in the name of any of us. All things we do in his name. Let the dog Jesus Christ be a dog. Well, that's all people know. Well, if you're hearing me, he's a dog. It's got you folks with your colored skin all messed up. I knew you were ignorant, you couldn't read. Should these have taught you the Bible? The men that still can't read or write. That's a fact. The women still cannot read or write. Period. So how can they know unless we have a preacher? How can we hear unless someone preaches to us? And judge him with a judgment that he can escape. You see, if you judge me the same way you judge yourself, there ain't no way I can escape, because you can escape. How about that? How about it? I want you to be in that house. We are the house. We is. I is the house where the Ruach HaKodesh of Yah dwells. He said that house that you built to the name of Yah, we represent the kingdom power. And the thing that keeps me in the straight and narrow path, I know I'm going to die. I don't fear death, I don't. Sometimes I'm like, boy, it's just the fact of the matter. I mean, I know I'm going to die. And it's crazy for us not to deal with the reality of that. You're not going to live to be 150. If you make it, maybe Yah grants you to be 100. But how and what has your life, what has it been spent? What is the expense? And what have you done for Yah? If he gives you a day, every breath should be about him. You talk him. I don't have time for clownishness. And I've never been that way. I was always different. I didn't dress like other young boys. Didn't wear no titty shoes and Converts. No, I was different. I came up with men that they dressed like men. Shoes on and shiny. We had shoe shop that they would shine your shoes back then. You couldn't go to Center City, Charlotte. They had them up there that would shine them like glass. They made a living doing that. They did. It was different. It was different. So my mother said, well, just, we're going to bring him up so he can get an education. Well, how can you steer him in the path of education when you're uneducated? She couldn't. Teach me the things of Yah to bring me up in the nurturing of Yah. Go to school, quote, get a good education, quote, get a good job. That is what was taught to me. None of my mother's children even finished high school but one, Dufia. He's the only one. So it doesn't work, nation. And you don't have to love me, that's all right, I don't love me. Look at what Shaul says on the same subject now, what we should set our minds upon. Here in Colossians 3 and verse 1. This is where our mind should be. Look how Shaul exhort those prisoners. He exhorted them to have the heavenly mind, your affection above the sensual and earthly things. You're not taking nothing in that casket. You put all the gold you got, and someone will go, your son will dig it up and get that gold. That's what the book says. 3:1. If we have been risen with Hamashiach, this is what he said. He used the words Zeitatho. I got his son. Zeitatho. He says to us, seek. Zeitatho is by thinking, by meditating, by reasoning on those things that are beyond this life. Do we really think on the things of Yah? See, that makes it simple, my iman. It makes it understandable. That's what he tells us. That's what he commands us. He says, seek. Seek. We spend 3 hours in the store looking for some trash. That ain't my game there. If I can't get it off the internet, I don't buy it. I'm just being real with you. He tells us to seek those things which are above. Where? Well, Yahshua HaMashiach sits on the right hand of Yah. He commands us to seek those things. Set our affection, that's a love. That's a great driven passion and desire. There are folks can't even go to sleep at night because they're thinking about that pair of shoes they saw. You got to be silly. A fruitcake. But baby, I got to get that car. You got to get it. We can make the payment. And he's the dopest of a dumb man. That's evil. We don't deal with reality, nation. None of us. This is the only thing that keeps us in the right path. And it must be taught like this. It must be taught like this. He says we must set our eyes on the things above. And then he says we must, what he is actually saying is, we must understand the depths of Torah and the promises of Yah. Verse 2. He says, set your your affection. Our affection is on everything. He tells us to set. to make sure that there's a mark. Nothing encroach upon that which is set. Your heart is made up. Your mind is made up. You must set your affection. He's talking about the first netcho, the direction in which your mind is charged to go, that you may bring forth the delightfulness of the fruit of Yah. Words have powerful meanings. Can I say this? I will. You parents, I recall growing up in my mother's home, the things she called my sister. Lest you are so sanctimonious, you never gone through anything like that. And the words she would call her, and the things she would say to my sister. She was one sister among 5 men. The words she would call her, and I couldn't handle that. That's why I know that my natural sister said, before she died, no one has been kind to me like you. And I will rebuke her. I wouldn't go to her house. I'm not going to a whore's den. My mother would call everything but a child that I love. She died that way. She died that way. No love. Looking for love. She thought it was just a sensuality. My sister didn't know how to love. Her mother never taught her how to love. There are women that they don't know how to love. The mothers have never taught them how to love, how to be respectful. My sister didn't know how to love. She didn't know how to care for a husband or a man. She followed the same line as my mother. I don't disregard. I love my mother more than any of her children because I told her the truth. And it was amazing because she would get quiet. She listened to me because she knew it was not something strange because she had never heard it like that. And then she looking at that one that came out of the birth of her womb. My sister didn't know love. And we would talk every now and then. I would feel sorry for her. I felt sorry for my sister. So men, her door was an open house. My mother didn't teach her love. She didn't know. You wives, you teach your sons the beauty of your submissiveness to your man and honor him. And wives will talk to their husbands any kind of way. And there are cowardly men that react in a way that is so juvenile. I'm not afraid to say what I say. They don't even show the wife love. They don't know how to. I didn't either. But it's one thing that I cried for, not a car or a house. I wanted to know how to love his nation, his people. I did. Not steal or cheat, rob the people. I am too intellectual in the sense that I can speak in a way of 30-minute sermons, 8 30-minute sermons, and the people would, oh, that is so magnificent. I will not sell my being for a Mercedes-Benz. For what? I've never been into those things anyway. Give me something with wheels on it. Old truck. Set your affection on things that are above and not on the things that are sensual. That's what he said. You see how all that what YHWH says, he warns us? Set your heart, not. Men are so juvenile and immature, they will do anything. That doesn't satisfy a woman or a wife. It's your strength and your beauty. You command and you rule the house with pure love. That's what it is. Hallelujah. I like this preacher. You may not like him, but I like him. He keeps me straight. We must set our affection on things that are above. For you are dead, and your life is hidden in Messiah, in Yah. Then he says, when Messiah, Yahshua, Mashiach, who is our life, that's what he must be, our lives. He must be our chayil. He must be the strength of our breathing and force. He is my life. He is my life. I operate under the laws and the commands of Almighty Yah. Period. Not a thief. Even with the thief, he forgave him. I'm not a thief, and I'm certainly not a liar. Who is our life? Shall appear then, shall you also appear with him. This is what's going to happen in honor, kabod, and the greatest of splendor. I believe this. I've just been honest. I just simply believe it. My ignorance make me believe it. I don't have to have proof because there is proof of his resolution within my loins, in my belly. I just simply believe it. What else do I have? I came into the world with nothing. I'm leaving this world. We all got the same path. There is no path any different here. We sin, we're evil, we're wicked. It's the same. What makes you think you're better than someone? You silly thing. We all come to the same path. We sin, lie, and cheat. Should have think you better. You're silly. You're not even silly. You're not even silly. Back to Sharai quickly, 5:2. He commands us, do not follow your inclination, your will. It's my will, you stubborn devil. And strength. Am I reading that right, my Zachim? I already told that son. He said, walking according to the wicked desire or the desire of your own heart, of your heart. Do not say, who will have power over me? This is what we say. And my works. And this is what Yah speaks. For Yah will surely punish your pride, your evil ways. Proud of what? That was one thing I never could understand. I'm so proud. For what? I mean, I don't understand that language. I've never been proud of nothing. I've never even used that kind of sentiment in anything. I've never said to my wife, I'm proud of you. You could be a smart girl. She's a very intelligent woman. There's nothing she can't do or could not have done in any degree of professionalism. Factual. She has a very pleasant personality. And people loves her. Always secular and all. I've seen it. I've been with her too long. Do not say, I have sinned. And what harm has happened to me? I got by with that. So what that shiftless man speaks means nothing to me. That's how we talk, nation. I got by, so what? Nothing happened to me. And he gives us a caveat here. He reminds us, for Yah is long suffering. I'm glad he suffered with me all these few years. And above all that, there's a dynamic process on this next portion. You can go in the book and teach one of y'all teach a message on that, slow to anger. And he is slow to anger. He just doesn't get mad like me. You don't have the fried chicken ready? Just an example. He's slow to anger. In no wise, he's going to let you go. You may think you got by, but he's not. When your Akim get a teaching on that slow to anger, there's no way he's going to let you get by. I'm not going to get by. I beg God, you hear, I'm not going to get by. And you're not going to get by with your corruption either, with your lies, your violent, evil ways. He's slow to anger. I'm glad of that. That parent that gets angry fast, they knock the wheels off of your buttocks. They will. In those days of the 60s, my mother get home and tired, she's broke, disgusted. Oh, she said she's going to get you, she got you. So you tried to make sure the house was clean, and I did. I love cleaning the house. I loved it. I've always loved cleaning the house, mop the floor, everything. I would mop the floors. We didn't have that. We had those oak floors in those apartments back then. But I love mopping the floors, washing the dishes, and cleaning up everything, making the beds. I did that. Because her frustration when she got off number 16 Double Oaks, she see the house all sparkling and clean. Baby, boy, come on. But I love doing things like that. I love a clean house. I don't like no nasty house, disorderly house. I love cleaning, washing dishes, washing the toilet. I would get down in that with my hand and get under that and all that urine around that, we silly men. I love keeping her house clean, my home, and the bedroom. I love that. I did. Because I knew it would make her satisfied. I did. So I would clean. I would clean. I would mop the floor with just Clorox and stuff. I would get on my knees and mop it. That's the way I did things. I love cleanliness. I don't like to be nasty. I like things to be clean and spot on. I do. Period. I would have finished here. Give me a few minutes. Look at that weed. He reminds us in Tehillim 103. Let's go to him. Tehillim 1:3. I would have begun here verse 1. And he expressed unto us as though that do not ever forget, is what he will express. Don't forget our actions that we show Yah great exhortation. And above all things, we bless him for this great benefit, for his kindness. So he proceeds here in Tehillim 1031. He says, Baruch Yah, oh my nephesh, my being. And then he talks about an all chereb, all within me. He's talking about the seat of his emotion, his thoughts, his will, his purpose of life. He says, and with all that is within me. You can't bless him because there's nothing in you. You can't bless Yah, you know there's nothing in us. Within me, he said, bless your Kodash Hashem. Verse 2, bless Yah, O my nephesh. And then he says this, and he woke you up this morning. You the oldest one among us in this place that lives here. He blessed you this morning. Oh, he did. Yes, he did. He said, bless Yah, O my nephesh. Forget not all. And he used the expression is Gemul. All of the great blessings of his riches. How he recompense us, grant unto us. So you bless him. As they're going to bless him in the morning time, all day long, I get up with YHWH, oh my, oh bless the name of Yah. He's been so wonderful. He said, bless Yah. You can't bless him because there's nothing in you. Bless Yah, all my nephesh. And all that is chereb within my emotions, my thoughts. Bless his Kadosh name. It is Kodash. Then he says in verse 2, bless Yah. Oh, my nefesh, and forget not his gemul, his bountifulness toward me. We were wicked and sinful nation, yet he poured out a blood. He gave his only begotten, I buy it, to redeem me, if no one else. And you can say it with that personal attachment like me, who forgives all of my offense. I'm a wicked man. So you. He said, all of my offense. I've been wicked. I've been violent. I've been a liar. I've been a hater. All of mine. All of mine. Who forgives all of your iniquity. And then he heals all of our tach aldo. I'm not talking about you got to be sick, just can't move, but the sickness of our minds. When the enemy try you, he talking like that. He told me, well, you better make sure you know I'm talking to you. I have no respect of no man. I don't care if you give me $1 million. I certainly would appreciate it. Someone give me $1 million. We'll tell me what you want to eat. Oxtails. We'll put a whole cow on the grill. That'd be all right, won't it? Believe me. We don't think of ourselves like that, son. We think we're high-minded. As the old folks in the Baptist church would say, you're high-minded. We think of ourselves to be high. You're nothing but a stench of dung that this flesh is going to puke out your wickedness when you die. No special attachment to any of us. It's just his benefits that makes us rich. I'm rich. That's why I can talk like this. He forgives us all of those things, and then he redeems my life from the pit, from destruction. He redeemed us from destruction. I like this part. He is the one that Adar. He crowned you. Listen now, if there's a kita, a crown is visible, isn't it? But he crowns us with what? Love, kindness. You find a fool of a fool, they have no knowledge of Yah. He crowns us. This is our crown. This is our crown. Love, kindness. This is the kita. You can see that, can't you? Love, kindness. You can feel that. You husband boys, learn to show your wives love, kindness. And you women, you show your husband the greatest of honor. He crowns us, kita, with love, kindness. These are the benefits of Yah. He crowned us that you show tender kindness. There's nothing like tender kindness. With tender kindness. Tender kindness. Racham. And then he satisfies our mouths with tough things. For what reason? So that your youth is chodash. It is repaired. So that vigor of life pulsates in you. That's why I can preach the way I preach. Because it renews me. I don't know what I'm going to say when I sit down here, but I know there's life in there. That's what he does. He renews us, chodash. He repairs me. What? Like the eagle, that I can soar and see my own corruption, guard down and swoop, and know if it had not been for Yah on my side. This is real preaching here. He's going to take this and make it into the kingdom. Your foolish thoughts are not getting you in there. He must correct us, nation. We have to have that level of maturity and wisdom. I play with no one. Period. I want to close here from Colossians. John writes unto the gathering of the Achim, the daughters of Zion. He expressed in Colossians 3:12. We must live among each other with a mutual regard of love and kindness and respect. Helpful. He says this, Colossians 3:12. He tells us to endure, that's to sink in, put on. Put on. You must put it on. He says, put on, therefore, if you, as the elect of Yah, and we are set apart, and Kodesh, we must put on love. Kodesh and Ahava, spleknaro, that's bounds that flow from your heart and your being, that flow in actions and in deeds. We must spleknaro, we must put on, show it the inward affections. There are young men that never knew how to express that. That's why they don't know how to express it with the wife. And there are many wives that never saw that from their father to their mother. There are many homes that their father was there. They never saw that. They don't know how to. And that's why Yah gives us mothers among us. You watch them and see how that one interact with their husband and their children. Words are very vitally important. He says to us, our bowels, our spring, nano, our inward affection, our belovedness. We must have compassion. He tells us the bowels of compassion. It must be kindness. When you're not kind, you've never been brought up with kindness. You don't know how to be kind. You just don't know how to. You will pretend that with those that you want to master them to make you believe they're kind. But put on that, and everyone sees it. Everyone. Children, do they not wear that? They're kind of want to thump his head and bust him in his solar plex and all of them. We must still. That doesn't change them. Come in and want to hug me. They got to be tough. I'll punch them in the chest. And I do something. But they know what it is. We must put, that must flow from us. We must put it on and do all. It must be visible. It must be seen. Endure. Not only that, but compassion and kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, with all long suffering. You endure each other. We don't have it. We don't have it with our wives and our husband, our sons, and our daughter. We don't have it. And if you don't have it with them, how are you going to have it with someone else? You don't have it. We don't have it. So he says, just put it on. Put on that nice little clothes. You say, I look nice there with that on. Put it on. Endure. Put on kindness. Put it on. You don't have it. I don't give a knickers what the hogs mean. Your life has not been as rough as anyone else's. There are those that have gone through many multiples of things. Dad is raping them. Brothers raping them. They have. They've endured much. Yet you will find those people some of the most kindest and the most generous people in the world. You're not the only one. There are millions of women, millions of boys that they've been raped by uncles and all of that. They're not homosexuals. They're young men. They're ashamed. You don't have to be ashamed. You don't have to get up and testify that mess to nobody. There ain't no testimony. Now, those that have suffered great affliction, some of the most kindest people you will meet, those that have endured such kind of affliction. They're kind. They're lovable. They're loving. That's why you never know what one goes through. When I see people in the street, you never know. And I talk to my wife all the time. I preach 99% of the time. I do. We go somewhere, I preach 99%. Write that down. But you never know what someone has gone through. And knowing the agony of my own life, how would I want to impose that on someone else? So I want to treat them kind. I want to honor them. I want to talk with them. You never know, nation. And that's a fact. Kindness. We must have this humbleness of mind. And we must deal with meekness. No fighting. You don't have to fight. Always try. You see that young bloods, what companion is? You see why we interplanted those plants? You see why we did that? You see why we put carrots out there, we put beans out there, we put tomatoes, or I just put them anywhere. That's clover and all of those things out there. They'll grow. They will grow. There's nothing like companionship. It shows a devotion of kindness, of love. When you're not a companion, stop it. Things we were never taught. I was never taught. So it was a process of learning. I didn't know how to love. I didn't know how to be kind, but the tears of my eyes, I would cry, I would cry, I would cry. And God delivered to me. So he taught me how to have affection and love my wife and show her that with great strength and not belittling her. Baby, come on, I want to watch that football game. That is not belittling. I was just stupid and immature. He said we must forbear or forbearing one another and forgiving one another. If any man have a quarrel against any, this is what the Torah says, even as Messiah forgave you, you also do the same. You go tell them their fault. We're stubborn. Nobody's going to tell us anything. We don't want no one to tell us anything. He says, and above all, nation, these are the benefits, Above everything in your life, we must put on achava. We must put on love. Period. We pretend we love. No, you must put it on. You got a fly suit, you put it on, you want to be noticed. That's the truth. You know it's fly. You dress all dainty and all that, daughter, come on. Makes you feel nice. We must, as we put on clothing, we must put on love. That even children will see, that they can discern that. He tells us to put it on. Put it on. Not that we can't. He says also, and above all, put on love, which is the bond of teles or taste. That's the bond of perfection. That's what makes us complete. We have respect of love to love these, and they're wicked as hell. And you will not love that simple one that is pure and innocent and is sincere. You will show them that are wicked as dogs more favor than that one that's committed to God. No, I'm committed to the house of YisraYah'ale. Period. I'm committed to that house and that house alone, not the house. And then he said, let the Shalom of Yah, look what he used, Barak, let it rule. Let it be the decision maker. Let it remind you, he says, and let it rule in your hearts, to the which also you are called in one body. Not two, but one body. And be you thankful. Bless Yah, bless him at all time for all of his kindness. I want mine to be seen. I'm not ashamed of the message of Yeshua HaMashiach. One body be thankful. Let the words of HaMashiach dwell richly in all wisdom. You see, we don't have that. We don't allow the word to dwell in us with all wisdom. The Chukmah of Yah. And all wisdom, why? Teaching and admonishing. You know what the word admonishment means? I'll leave that one alone, right? Admonishing one another in psalms, hallelujah, spiritual praise and songs, singing. How many homes that there's just singing, you can hear it? How many of our homes are filled with that kind of delight? How many of you come home, man, and your wife hasn't worked, and she got songs of delight? I'm not talking about James Brown. Praises and spiritual song, singing with the free, unmerited love and favor. Where? In your hearts. It's got to be there. You can't bring nothing out that is not there. If you empty it, you're empty. Just complaining. Got to have that. Some peanut butter and jelly. We spend more time trying to figure out what peanut butter to buy in the jelly than we do with y'all. You know that's a wicked shame. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your mama, your daddy, me, you, your wife, your children. We spend more time wrestling with, do I buy this or that? I don't wrestle with nothing. That's what we spend more time. Looking at prices for what? Anything that is of any quality, it has taken a measure of time to produce that. If it's not worth a dime like Walmart and Kmart, it takes nothing to do it. Anything that is of price. You cannot buy Kobe beef for the same price you pay for old steer that has been butchered and they selling you some choice Angus. This is how immature we are. We need very strong men in this day and beautiful daughters of Zion. And you will know they're beautiful by the operation of this in them. You don't even see it hardly anywhere today. Spiritual song, and then he tells us this. And whatsoever you do in word and deed, whatever you do it all in the name of YHWH, doing what? Giving Todah to Yah, out of by him. We must, everything we do, everything. If you give $10,000, you do it in words and in deed. And I will give praises for your kindness, for your blessings. I will. This is truth that we've heard tonight. Nothing but truth. You can create your own philosophy of your own religious inspiration. It will profit you nothing at all. May the riches of Yah rest upon us all. Be encouraged that I am. I shall rest in the security of the benefits of Yah. I will. Like we old folks, we wait for them benefits once a month. Social Security and all of that. We wait for them benefits. Factual. I wait in the promises, the gemur, the benefits of Yah, because I know the rewards they bring. May Yah inspire your heart. Do send your tithes and offerings here and bless the works. Yah grants you an opportunity to come and visit. I'm still looking. I want a family like that. Oh, mother, 30 years old and loves to go barefooted. 5 or 6 youngest and daughters and big country boys and strong. Fix up that house now. We got a beautiful place. 5-bedroom, beautiful bath, kitchen, place to eat. I'll get it ready for you. I want that kind of a daughter. Too many fancy women. Come on, I want an older daughter of Zion. Older one. I think about this brother that sits back here with Yosef. He always tells me, Riak, I'm not marrying no one. If you find me a wife, I'll wait on you to find me a wife. He's not marrying no one. He's not out there running and trying to. I like the brother. You all don't see me talking to him. I like the man. I'll say this, in this hour, if I wasn't married, and if mama left me today going on home, I could get a wife. No doubt about that. I know I could. I would not. I want to lay in the same coffin she lays in. That's my passion. That you men that are so immature and silly, especially older men. Nah, I want to just keep them for what? She is my life. She's not just part of my life. She is my life. I don't want to live if she goes. And I will give up the will to live. Run things. Now that's just the honest truth. Period. And no frivolity or foolishness. It's just the truth. I don't want to live. I don't want to. I'd rather go before she goes. There are you that will look after her, the little one. They'll look after her. I don't want you looking after me. I prefer that, son. And we go at the same time. She looks over there, I can't breathe, and then she says, oh yeah, I'm ready. We are so immature, men and women. What am I going to do? I'm getting older every hour. What am I going to do? Sit around, watch television all day, going to Walmart, Dollar Mart. What am I going to do? What is it for me to do? I don't want to do anything. Travel the world for what? Well, I see the same thing. Here when I go out there, in poor countries, what? Stop that. You don't even know the affection of love. That's why, you can look at me, you can hear this, man, I won't live. For me to live is YHWH. There's no other life for me. And for me to die is gain. So I prefer that. Me, I can talk like that. You don't have to. I prefer. And she goes, I look over there, so baby, oh my young, I'm ready, please take me. I mean, y'all, you know my heart. I mean that. I mean it with every fiber of my strength. I don't want to live without her. I don't want to live without her. And I ain't looking for no wife or no woman, period. I'd rather just pine away. I'd rather. May Yah's riches rest upon you, be encouraged. Let us stand to our feet, says, all right, and turn toward YisraYah'ale, the city of our Abba, Yeshua HaMashiach. In all things we do Barak, our precious Abba, to the great power, the testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach that lives in us all. Heal us all. Heal my mind, my body. Set us on the straight path. Your path that is Yoshua, straight and clean. Forgive us all of every sin and corruption. We ask the blessings upon your people. Heal them all. In Yeshua's mighty name. Hallelujah. 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 Ya Barak nation. Ya Barak. Hallelujah.
It's raining outside.
Hallelujah.
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 Shalom. All right. You got your own house? Yeah.